you doing, all you beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy Backseater here, and today we are reacting to Alex and Molly motherfucking Damon of Star Wars Sexplained. And if you don't know who these people are, they are objectively some of the most evil people on this fucking planet. And they're also some of the most fucking pathetic. Alex is a fucking Disney shill, big time, hardcore, constantly simps for what Disney does. And Molly's a complete bitch who tries to get people deplatformed and generally is just a naggy housewife to Alex. Husband and wife duo, by the way. And they're just such awful people, awful YouTubers, that it's just worth taking fucking pot shots at them. So without further ado, let's watch their fucking video. They're answering Skeleton Crew questions from the part of their weekly Q&A. Oh, this will be fucking great, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Star Wars Explained Weekly Q&A. I'm Alex.
I'm Molly.
And we're going to be answering...
Why does Molly always have to do that stupid-ass wave she does? It's like, yeah, bitch, we can fucking see you. You're right there! Anyway, look at all this fucking merch they got. Let's look at this fucking merch. What do they got? They got some stupid-ass lunchbox, Funko, action figure, all of the Skeleton Crew fucks. Got fucking Bo-Katan, fucking Ahsoka ass, fucking fig. Fucking Cal Kestis stupid ass medical droid. This is a fucking pathetic ass room of Star Wars merch. It's all Disney crap, of course.
Answering your questions all about Skeleton Crew. Probably going to be doing that for the next 7 weeks or so.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah, but before we get to that, I wanted to mention that we are updating our Patreon. We're in the midst of doing that right now, basically adding some new rewards and goals and stuff. We already have a lot of good ideas, one of which we're implementing this week already.
Yeah, so normally we would record audio-only commentaries for all the episodes that come out, and we've kind of swapped that a little bit. We're going to do video watch-alongs now, which I know a lot of other channels offer, and I just never really looked into that.
Hold on, so basically what she's fucking saying is that it's like, yeah, we're offering video watch-alongs, but if you sign up for our Patreon, you're going to get the better video watch-alongs. Fucking pathetic. It's like they are deliberately watering down their content for YouTube in the hopes that if you want the better stuff, you gotta sign up to their fucking Patreon. That is a goddamn scam if I ever heard one.
And I was like, we could do that.
I mean, it is very similar to the audio commentary, but now it's a different format. It's a video format, so we have like our reactions, which is the first time we watch the episode. And then for the watch-along, we're kind of talking through it, explaining things, discussing theories.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to talk a whole lot during reactions, my first time seeing something, so this is a chance for me to open up a little bit more.
This would be like watching a normal reaction anywhere else, but we've already seen the episode and we're just going to like talk through it. But it'll be one of those things where it will have a time code, a timestamp on the video itself, so you know exactly when and how to sync it up.
This fucking gives me the fucking skeeves. Just watching fucking Alex and Molly just watch their fucking garbage together. The fucking couch and their fucking PJs and the blankets. Oh, this gives me fucking the skeeves. I don't feel good watching the... Who the fuck wants to watch these people anyway? Ugh, stupid.
To your Disney Plus account to play whatever episode, and I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that for the rest of Skeleton Crew. We're still going to do the audio commentaries for the people who want them, and we've been doing them for a while. We have a bunch of other ideas that we're going to be doing in 2025, but I wanted to give everyone, whether you're a patron or you're not, a chance to say what you would be interested in seeing on the Patreon. So just put that in the comments, any ideas you have, stuff that you would like to see, bonus content that we could make for our patrons. We would love to hear from you.
We are going to be also implementing a lot of extra Hilo and Pippin stuff.
We've asked this question to our patrons already, and several people were like, Hilo content, Pippin content. So I did think that a fun goal that when we set these goals would be Hilo and Pippin lore videos. Basically do what we do for Star Wars, but just make it about our pets. And that's like perfect. It's something I wouldn't...
They're fucking pets? Are you that desperate for fucking Patreon shit? God damn. Fucking hell. You guys are sad sacks. You know that, right?
Want on this channel because it's not Star Wars, but it's along the same vein. For Patreon, perfect.
Speaking of the watch-alongs, though, whenever we were recording just our audio commentaries, those are the moments where we get most of the Hilo and Pippin interactions. So we'll be able to show you guys a lot more of those.
Yeah, you can visibly see my annoyance when Hilo starts to get antsy and sees someone at the door or something. Yeah. But with that, let's dive right into our Skeleton Crew questions. Madman's Knowledge asks, when exactly does Skeleton Crew take place? So I think he means...
Hang on, let me go back and read that fucking ass question right here. When does Skeleton Crew take place in the Mandoverse? Oh my god. I fucking... You know, why the hell do fucking Disney shills refer to shit as the Mandoverse? There isn't a It's not like there's an alternate universe. It's not like Disney is making a second continuity of Star Wars that's like all about... It has like Din and Grogu in it. No, it's all one fucking continuity for fucking Disney. It's their crappy ass canon. There's no... It's just the fucking... It's just Disney's canon, the fucking Legends canon that they fucking ignore, or the, you know, the good shit, the good EU, and that's it. I don't even think Disney makes non-canon comics, for fuck's sake, so I don't fucking know why the hell people just call it the fucking Mandoverse. It always pisses me off when they do. Has Mandalore been retaken yet? Who cares? Has Thrawn returned? Who cares?
Place. So I think he means specifically in the Mandoverse. We know it's in the New Republic era. I believe all of the Mandoverse shows are set right around 9 ABY, 9 years after A New Hope, which makes it 5 years after. I always like get this math messed up. 5 years after Return of the Jedi. 4 years after the Battle of Jakku.
Okay.
So that's like the broad view of where it takes place on the timeline. Do you think it takes place out of order at all within the Mandoverse itself?
I honestly can't tell so far.
Yeah, I think it's too early to say.
There hasn't really been much...
Who the fuck cares when the show takes place? It's fucking stupid.
Having to do with the New Republic, except for the mention of it at the very start.
We are protected by New Republic decree!
Otherwise, as far as Atten is concerned, it's just the Republic.
I'm gonna guess and assume that it just takes place after Ahsoka. This series was supposed to come out about a year ago after Ahsoka. And so I think, even though it got a year delay, it's not really messing with anything else. Maybe we will get at some point a mention of like, oh, Grand Admiral Thrawn is back, oh no, or like Ahsoka's gone missing.
Yeah.
There might be some timeline marker at some point, but right now I think the safest assumption is just, it's after everything else that's come before.
I almost feel like we're just waiting for a Carson Teva appearance, and then he'll be the one to give us a little more context as to when this is and what else is going on in the Mandoverse.
Exactly. I mean, that's when we were speculating on cameos that could happen. I'm like, I feel like it's almost a guarantee Carson Teva is going to pop up. He is one of the main connecting threads through all of the series so far. So he needs to show up and just like drop a little Rick Ollier style exposition.
Coruscant, the entire planet is one big city. There's Chancellor Vormshaw, and look over there, Senator Palpatine is waiting for us.
Like, here's exactly when and where we are. We've also talked about the possibility of like Jason Syndulla popping up. So he would be another character that could give us a touchstone.
Yeah. I would love to see more of a connection to what's going on in the New Republic, just to give...
Of course fucking Molly and Alex want fucking connections. They're small galaxiers. Fucking pathetic.
Us a little bit more context, and, you know, it would...
I fucking hate small galaxiers so much. They're basically like, we want absolutely everything to be fucking connected. They are the people who we constantly get accused of being. You know, the people who are like, oh, you just want fucking Luke, Han, Leia forever. It's like, you just want those fucking characters to just always be fucking connected. You just want every fucking character to relate back to the fucking Skywalkers and shit. It's like, no. Fucking, they piss me off. Fucking small galaxies, man, piss me off. And did they ever get accusations thrown their way? It's like, oh, you just want fucking everything to relate back to fucking Ahsoka. You just want everything to fucking relate back to fucking, like fucking Mando and Grogu. You just want everything to relate back to those characters. It's like, they don't get those accusations thrown their way, but we get it? Yeah, of course, makes sense.
would be fun to see the characters from the other shows that we're all watching and have a little bit of crossover there.
Yeah, I'm like not rooting for a ton of crossover. Carson Teva, I'm cool with. Jason Sindula.
Jason and Hera are specifically the ones that I'm thinking of in Carson.
That I'm
Why the
totally
hell
okay
you
with that because
Hera?
Jason is about the same age as them.
Oh, I remember who Jason is now. He's fucking Hera's brother. I'll say this about Hera. She's not terrible. She was easily the best character on Rebels. She was the most responsible. But Hera, she's still just a ripoff of fucking Jan Ors.
So I just think that would be a fun interaction.
I don't know that we'll get it, but I'm fine with it if we do. Like, it's not something that I'm hoping for. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
I'm not really because I'm already kind of so intrigued by the story of At-Atten, and I think the show's going well so far. So
Why the fuck would you ever get invested in this shit? God damn, bitch.
I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I hope so and so shows up from so and so show.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that it needs that super tight connectivity. Carson Teva has just become the Rosario Dawson character from the original, like, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. I think she was in, like, Jessica Jones. Rosario Dawson kept popping up in those. So I'm like...
She did?
Yeah, she was the nurse that they would all get hurt and wind up being treated by her.
You mean Night Nurse? Is he talking about fucking Night Nurse? Did they race bend Night Nurse while I wasn't looking? What the hell? Hold on. What the fuck are they talking about? Hang on, everybody. I am Googling this bitch. Where's her filmography? Gonna go all the way down to her fucking TV credits. False alarm. They didn't. My bad. Thank God I was wrong. You know, sometimes it pays to be wrong. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, yeah.
And then she's Luke Cage's love interest. We haven't watched those shows in so long.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Luke Cage's love interest is fucking Jessica Jones. What the hell are you on about?
Say the name Rosario Dawson, and I only think of Ahsoka.
Yeah, she was in Daredevil as Ahsoka. It was crazy. These crossovers are getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. There's also...
It's not a fucking crossover, you dumbass. And that's a fucking actress going from one role to the other. Fucking idiots.
potential for us to find out what's going on in the rest of the galaxy, just depending on what planets they go to.
Mhm.
Like, what if they somehow wind up going to Dathomir? They're just, like, really in the thick of it, and the Great Mothers are there. I mean, that would be, like, some fun little kid.
Oh, this fuck. A Disney did to Dathomir's fucking unforgivable, man. God damn. Fuck off. Fucking Disney. Fuck you.
Kid peril, like, oh, pirates and witches are after us.
I don't want these kids to end up on
I know.
Dathomir. That doesn't sound like fun little kid adventures to me.
If you
If
play,
it means they die, fuck, I'm all for it. Just send them there. Fucking let them get eaten by zombies, and let's just fucking be done with these little twats.
Fallen Order, that is not like, oh, what a fun and whimsical but kind of scary time we're having. It's like, no, this giant chirodactyl bat monsters swoop down and pick Neil out of the sky.
Tons of sacks of dead witches hanging from trees.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Fun.
gonna kill Wim instead. Oh, god damn it.
Damien Vonderhaar asks, what's going on with the barrier that
I
surrounds...
think the barrier around it is natural or artificial. Who cares? I just want to know what the hell the fucking barrier is. What is its purpose? What does it do? Why do they have it?
at. Do you think it's natural or is it man-made? What do you think?
I had to take a closer look at this barrier thing once you mentioned that there were like red lights.
Yeah, there are these weird red lights in the green, like, it looks like an aurora borealis kind of thing, but you can see these faint red lights throughout it.
Aside from that, I think it is a natural kind of barrier around the planet, but I think it's a mix of both. I think it's a natural barrier that at some point somebody said, we can use this to our advantage, and maybe they enhanced it with something, some other technology.
I do think it's...
I mean, look at this. They're fucked. I think I brought this up in my fucking reviews, but it's like it's just more fucking mystery boxes, and they're falling for it hook, line, and sinker. fucking stupid.
Some way to hide. Basically, it makes me think of New Caprica and Battlestar Galactica. The human survivors have been on the run from the Cylons for a while, and they find this planet that's kind of crappy, but it'll do, and it does offer like this weird nebula defense. Like basically it hides electrical signals and stuff, so the Cylons, if they scan the system, wouldn't notice them hiding in it. And so they are able to hide there for quite a while.
Where'd that come from?
Hell if I know. Someone's radius interference here didn't even register.
Atmosphere is nitrogen, oxygen, organic molecular spectra, fresh water. Hey, you know what this is? It's habitable.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking. If this planet has been cut off since the Old Republic, or maybe just the Galactic Republic, whatever, that they have this natural protection.
Why the fuck would they have been cut off from the Old Republic or the Galactic Republic? What the fuck are you on about? Are you saying they're like the fucking... they're like the colony of Roanoke? Like they just fucking cut themselves off from civilization, vanished into the woods, and now they just like live out the fucking like... fucking... Oh my god, I think that's the fucking twist. I think that's the fucking twist. They're just cut off from people for some fucking reason. Oh my god. That's gonna be so fucking retarded if it really is.
From the rest of the galaxy.
Space is wild.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
And I mean, who knows if this is based in anything real? I don't even know. Like Battlestar Galactica was a little more science fiction, not so much space fantasy. Both have Katie Sackhoff though. If you've never watched Battlestar, you should watch it. It's great.
If she's in it, you should just watch it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm really curious what those red dots are about, and also why they feel the need to hide at all, if that's what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a way for them to hide or just a way for them to protect themselves from whatever kind of threat that may have been present at some point.
Like this is the planet of eternal treasure. The pirates think it is.
What,
So
yeah.
what fucking threats would they even fight, you dumb cow? Like, what threats are out there, honestly? Like, do you think think, woman.
That's what the rest of the galaxy kind of know it as.
this is kind of, we talked about this with Lacey and John.
Okay, and if they're if these guys are fucking cut off, why does every goddamn person in the fucking galaxy know they exist? Fucking stupid.
From Resistance broadcast on our live stream, but the idea that maybe this was like a treasury planet at one point, and so they've built up all of this wealth that on their planet is very normal. This is my lunch money for Wim, but then he goes outside of the barrier and it's like priceless.
So like, oh yeah, because Lacey mentioned maybe they were funneling money elsewhere.
Maybe, or maybe it was just like a vault.
Well, they're cut off. Where the fuck are they getting the money from? Dumbasses. How is they involved in a money funneling? Where are they getting these goddamn credits from? Have you even thought it through? Oh, you stupid idiots.
World, I'm not sure. Like maybe Atten was like Fort Knox for the Old Republic, and so they hid it away and then they forgot about it or something, which seems like an oversight if that was like your we just lost our bank.
Why would they,
that might be off bait.
How could they forget? This isn't fucking Warhammer where the main government has such shitty record keeping. This is Star Wars. They have literally everything saved on the fucking HoloNet, you dumbass.
But the mystery around Atten is what I'm most curious about.
Quickly again about the barrier. I'm trying to think of like other barriers in Star Wars. We've got the Storm Wall for the Nile and the High Republic. What was going on with Tanalorr? That one didn't have a barrier necessarily, but it was more hidden.
To get to it, you had to like navigate this weird storm, kind of like the Kessel Run. Like it was just a very dangerous place to get through.
Kind of like Exegol, having to use a wayfinder to get there.
Yeah, just yet another planet that's very difficult to.
Oh, Exegol. Oh, thanks for reminding me of that fucking planet. Fucking replace Korriban. Oh, this made me sick, Molly. God damn you.
Reach. Although, like, I don't know if Atten has anything that would stop someone from going through the barrier.
Right, but it doesn't seem to be on any maps.
Right.
Like, that's going to be...
The barrier seems fucking useless since they just fucking flew just through the damn thing leaving, so presumably like you could just leave it going back in. Seems fucking useless if you ask me.
The next big step for these kids is like, how do they figure out how to get back home?
Right, and that you mentioned that they'll need a treasure map, and I'm like, oh yeah, like that'll be a Goonies kind of. They're gonna have to follow the legend of Atten just to find their home again.
I love that we're starting out already on the treasure planet. Like these kids live on the treasure planet that the rest of the universe kind of knows about. through legends. And then, yeah, so on the way back home, they have to find the treasure map. So it's kind of like we're working backwards.
And I do wonder if there is a treasure there at all, or if it's going to be like, oh, the treasure was your family the whole time.
I mean, if there's just like vaults and vaults of tons and tons of credits, then yeah, I guess.
You know, this is something. They kind of touched on something I touched on in my fucking reviews. Why don't in episode 2? Why didn't they just ask SM33, open up a fucking star map and like try to find their planet in there? Like, surely they know where it is. Surely they know like where it is, like on a fucking galactic map, right? I mean, why wouldn't they? So just like. Oh, it's so stupid.
You could say it's a treasure planet.
Yeah, I guess no matter what, it is going to be a treasure planet.
Also, stop comparing this fucking movie to this stupid ass show to fucking Treasure Planet, please.
For the pirates. Because even if they don't have like vaults and vaults of this stuff, all these people, their everyday currency is priceless. So yeah, I guess it is just downright a treasure planet, even if there isn't a vault of gold.
It's a treasure planet simply because Neil is there.
Aww.
And when Neil is not there, it's still a treasure planet because his brothers and siblings are there.
Dog.
1 in 5 Americans have learned.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck your ad. Hang on, let me go back through this shit. Alright, here we go.
BABBEL.com/Star Wars. Rules and restrictions may apply. Moving on to another question I've seen pop up a lot the last few days. Spider-Man of Earth 1218 asks, is Jod using magnets or is he really force sensitive? Magnets meaning kind of like the way Haja used the force in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is this
using fucking magnets, and goddamn, those are some strong ass magnets. And like, how is he? If he really was, like, no, of course he's a fucking Jedi. And if he really was using magnets, then how are the magnets just not attracting fucking everything to them if they're that damn strong? It's like he's like when he walks out of the fucking set, when he walks out of the corner he was hiding in the second episode, he's wearing like metal chains and like around his arms and his legs, and like, so there's that. And if he really was wearing magnets, it's like, why the fuck didn't they take them from him when they threw him in there? So of course he's a fucking Jedi. Of course he's a Force user, dumbasses.
all tricks and smoke and mirrors, or is he truly force sensitive?
I'll be curious to see if he continues to use the Force in other episodes, but as for right now, purely just because they played a little bit of the Force theme music, I think he is using the Force.
I do too. I definitely don't think he's a Jedi. Even like TV spots that they've put out where the kids ask him, so you're a Jedi, huh? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, if you think I am.
Totes.
I don't believe him there.
I mean, when Wim fucking asked him, are you a Jedi? And Jude Law says, well, can you keep a secret? It's like, if he wasn't a Jedi, wouldn't he just say no? Oh my god, think fuckers.
But at this point, I don't know how he would be using magnets from inside the cell. I just think he is a Force-using pirate. I do like that it seemed a little harder for him to use the Force to get the key. He's like, I can do it, but it's difficult.
But it's hard.
But I can get there, but it is hard.
But it's difficult.
I mean, he did it pretty easily. He just like had it slowly come over to him gently. It seemed pretty easy, and he seems to be in good shape. So it's like, and so it's not like his connection with the Force grew weaker as he grew older. I mean, hell, your connection. Oh, take that back. Let me go back a bit. Your connection with the Force doesn't get weaker the older you grow, because fucking Yoda was super goddamn old. He was about to like die, like the next film over, and so even at like Yoda's old ass age, he lifted that fucking X-wing out of that goddamn swamp, easy peasy. So like, I don't know what the hell you people are on, fucking idiots.
But I can do it, but it is hard.
Even though they do play the Force theme a little bit there, it doesn't start out that way. It starts out a little uneasy, and then it goes into the Force theme. So it does feel like, yes, he's using the Force. He's not that good at it, but then that raises the question, I guess, of like, why didn't he do that before?
Yeah, I've seen that question pop up a lot too, and to me, that is just, what else was he going to do? He could have gotten the key, but then he doesn't have a ship. Like, I love the idea of him sitting in the back of that cave, listening to these kids be like, okay, how do we get back to our ship? And then how do we get back to Atten, the planet of eternal treasure? And he's like, what?
They let out their whole spiel, not realizing that there could be someone else in the cell with them in the brig.
Always check your corners, kids.
Yeah, I love that, because now Jod is like fully aware of like what these kids are about and like where they're trying to get to, and something about a treasure planet that I'm sure Jod probably knows about if the
other pirates knew.
If the Thielen lady knows about it, I'm sure Jod knows about it. So I am excited to see what happens next, because I think he is going to try to take advantage of these kids. And because his one stipulation was, you have to take me with you.
Yeah.
So I think even though he could have been using the Force this whole time to get the key and get out, I think everyone on that port knows who he is and that he's a con man. And so he probably has tried to get out before. Maybe he did it successfully a few times and they just keep throwing him back in because he doesn't have a ship and no one trusts him enough
Well,
to...
if he kept trying to break out multiple times, why didn't they just fucking kill him? There I go, making more sense than these people.
like help him or do anything with him.
You did bring that up on the live stream, and it's true. We don't know that he hasn't tried to get out already, but I love the idea. It's just such a very video game thing of like, okay, you get out of your cell, and then you have to like, this feels like it happens in Zelda a lot. You have to time it right so the guards don't see you, but if they see you, they're just like, oh, there you are, and they put you back in jail, and they're like, don't do that.
Zelda is this man's fucking best example of a stealth game. Zelda isn't even a fucking stealth game, you dumbass.
That again, but they leave the key right there. Like, everything you need to escape is still right there.
Yeah.
So maybe Jot has tried to escape, but yeah, I think it's more likely he knew there was no ship to go to. We are under the assumption that he is Captain Silvo, so like everyone knows who he is, and they're just like, oh, it's Silvo, put him back in the brig.
Yeah, get back in there.
Stop it.
It does feel kind of like a video game
Well,
where...
there's still nothing to suggest he is, so yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Disney to make that a fucking twist. That's two things I'm calling right now. One, fucking Ad-Atten is like fucking Roanoke, and two, fucking Jod is Silvo. There we go. I'm calling those two things. There we go.
You're doing one thing to get out of the cell, and the game is like, no, we want you to do this other thing. You can't use that power yet, technically. So it's like, you haven't unlocked that. So it's like, they want you to get these kids to like go out with you. You can't just get the key and go out alone.
Trying to use glitches and
Yeah.
do a speed run to Ad-Atten.
Yeah.
Not how this shit
What are you thinking?
works, you fucking idiots.
Sarah Black asks maybe the most important question: will Fern make it back home in time?
Well, who the fuck cares?
For her big race against Bon Falfa.
What a name.
It totally went over my head that he was a reference to Bob Falfa from American Graffiti.
Same.
Which I haven't seen American Graffiti in a hot minute, but I do remember the character in the racing subplot.
Oh, maybe we could do a watch along for that movie.
That'd be fun.
I've never
You've
seen it.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I don't even remember them talking about a race because I was so distracted by what a little turd that kid is.
Yeah.
Losers.
Yeah, he was way too old for it. Yeah, he was way too old to be in this shit.
Like, he's, 16? Picking on Fern, who's like 11 or 12?
Exactly.
What are you doing, man?
It seems like these kids know who Fern's mom is and that
for sure.
she holds this like position of power. So
He said something like, if your mommy will let you.
yeah. So I liked that we got that little part because it gives you an idea of like how Fern is maybe teased at school because everyone knows.
Her fucking mom is the vice principal of a school. I mean, it's not like she's like the fucking like mayor or some shit or whatever. Fucking pathetic.
Who her mom is, and like then you start to put the pieces together of like, oh, this is why she's trying to rebel so much. This is why she's got this like hard outside, and she's always kind of.
There has been next to nothing to suggest like why Fern is rebelling against her mom, or hell, Fern doesn't even seem like a fucking rebel at this point in the story. Like, yeah, she drives around like a fucking maniac, like it's fucking Grand Theft Auto. But like, other than that, Fern is the most responsible one on the group. So yeah, it's like they want her to be like this cool, kick-ass rebel, but at the same time, she's more of the fucking main. Not gonna lie, I kind of wanted her to be the main character in the show come episode 2. But even then, it's just fucking stupid, and I still hope she fucking dies because I hate this goddamn show. It feels like two different people are writing the show at once, and they're just stitching together their different versions of the story together, so it just looks fucking incohesive.
Trying to be the.
This is why you have only one writer writing every show for each and every show. Just one, not 2, not 3. Well, okay, maybe you can have 2, but no more than 3. That's when shit gets muddy.
Rebel, and she's always telling stories.
Right.
So it helps you make sense of her personality.
I think that she will make it back in time for the race. It makes me think of Back to the Future 2 and 3, which kind of centers around this idea.
Fucking Back to the Future, you goddamn kidding me, Alex? It's like, why can't it just remind me of Star Wars? It's in the name, Star Wars. Why can't a Star Wars show just be like fucking Star Wars? It's like what is this shit? It's fucking American Graffiti, it's Back to the Future, fucking Goonies, fucking Captain EO, fucking insert generic kids fucking 80s sci-fi film here. Ugh!
That Marty can't handle being called a chicken, and so there's this race that happens, and he breaks his hand in it. He gets in a bad crash, and it ruins his life. Then when he gets back at the end of Back to the Future 3, Needles, who is referenced in Solo, calls him a chicken to do this race, and he's just like, I don't care anymore. And he recovers his life. He saves his future. So I think Fern might be back in time for the race, but she won't care anymore about what other people think. Because in that scene, Katie is like, why do you even care?
Yeah.
And Fern's like, you have to be tough and be mean back. And then she kind of...
You guys are really stretching for shit to care about in this show. It's like, oh, a race. Oh my god. What's next? Is Neil gonna make it home for dessert? And tuck his little fucking siblings into bed? Fucking pathetic, man.
in turn bullies Wim and Neil. So like it's this cycle. So I think she will break that cycle and be like, Bonch Alpha is an idiot, and I don't care about beating him in some stupid race.
Or somewhere throughout the galaxy during their adventures, she finds Space Naz. Or some kind... Is that what it's called?
Sure. I mean, it could be like coaxi. She puts a drop of coaxium in her hover bike.
It's all souped up now. And they're like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah, or it's going to be the complete opposite, and she just beats him so bad.
I would be down for that. But did they say when the race was going to take place?
Like this weekend, quote unquote. So it does feel like a tight timeline, but we don't know what day it is. It might be Tong's Day, and they have 2 more days.
Tong's Day, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, just because so many of the TV spots and stuff that we've seen for other episodes, they seem to get back to At-Atten fairly quickly, I think.
I mean, we've seen the treasure cave or whatever. We don't know that that's At-Atten, but I would assume that it is.
But we've seen like images of Jod and the kids in one of their houses.
I think those houses are a different planet. I think it's the planet with like the hot springs on the top of a mountain.
Okay.
That's my speculation.
Well, either way, I think it would be fun if we did make it back in time for the race. Because I think it would make sense that these kids aren't going to be gone for too long, right?
I don't know. I kind of think that they're...
8 episodes. We got 8 episodes.
I know it's 8 episodes. We have...
That's 8 days.
6 left. I bet by episode 8, that might be they're back and they're solving the mystery. So
I think they'll make it back before then.
I'm thinking maybe 5 episodes on the run. I feel like we've seen like 3 other planets and trailers and stuff. So I think they're going to be on the trail using the treasure map or whatever to get home.
I'm interested to see if they can find a map or anything like that, because we know Smee, his mind isn't what it used to be.
The rat ate his brain.
And I don't think he has any record of At-Atten, and probably no one does.
I'll be curious to see if they answer anything about how the Onyx Cinder got there too. Like, whose ship is that? How did it crash upside down?
Yeah. Huh.
Like, maybe they were on the trail to the treasure planet. Like, when did it crash? Did they bury it? Like, did the safety droids bury it there?
How is the ship even still fucking operational after it fucking crashed into a goddamn planet? So much that it fucking toppled over and just had vegetation grow all around it and over it. How the hell is it still working? How is it even still intact, for God's sakes?
Or did it just get buried over the course of generations? Lots of questions about that ship.
I am very curious about what the red button does.
Oh, he says it's like the outer hull demolition.
Right. I wonder if that has something to do with how it flipped upside down.
Well, based on the name of the button, why is the hull still intact? Like, if the hull, like, if it was pressed, wouldn't the fucking hull be blown wide open? It's the whole damn ship is still in one goddamn piece. Do you people even think this shit through? Of course they fucking don't.
And ended up buried.
I for sure think that Wim is going to press that button. I think it would be funny if we get to a point where that button must be pressed And all the other kids are like, wham, push the button.
He's like, you told me not
Yeah,
to.
like, you have to now. Do it. Like,
Are you sure?
He gets permission to push the button.
What?
Go away, Square Enix.
Last question. Madman's Knowledge asks, should we get more Star Wars stories like Skeleton Crew with lower stakes like this?
Ooh,
No,
hard.
hang on. Let me read that whole fucking question right here. Find out if do you want more stories with consequences? No, because that's not the. Oh my god. If okay, there have been low stakes Star Wars plots before, but even if they're low stakes, they still need to be fucking important. They still need to contribute to the fucking overarching plot and the characters and their individual plots and the fucking universe. They can't just be irrelevant, goofy ass side quest shit like Skeleton Crew. What does Skeleton Crew bring to the table? Nothing. Is it gonna bring anything to the table in the future episodes? No. It's just gonna be more stupid ass filler because some fucking brain trust at Disney just knew Jon Favreau and he's like, hey, is this a good show? Oh yeah, sure, here's some money. Fucking throw it all together. Do what you fucking want. There's nothing meaningful about Skeleton Crew. It can be as lighthearted and low stakes as it fucking wants, but if it doesn't bring anything to the table, doesn't move anything forward, doesn't add to the fucking universe, and no, I don't consider all the shit with adding and whatnot adding to it. It's just fucking dumb. It's boring. And the fucking Damons are gonna forget it in about a year later. Because that's just how fucking consumers like them work. They consume it once, they move on. They never rewatch it.
Like this.
Ooh, hard yes.
I think so too. I mean, a lot of the stories that we have gotten are very big, playing into like Grand Admiral Thrawn's return, all this stuff that's going to build up to
that ain't Thrawn's return. You want fucking Thrawn's fucking return? Read Heir to the Empire, read Dark Force Rising, read Last Command, and hey, if you like those, read the Hand of Thrawn duology. Remember when Star Wars was good? Me too. Those were good days. I miss those days.
Movie. And I think Skeleton Crew is probably going to give us a little more context at some point. But yeah, I think that Star Wars should always have a balance of different kinds of stories. And one that is just about kids trying to get home, and that's it, is perfectly fine by me. It's welcome to me.
Yeah,
Who cares if there's a fucking balance? Just make them fucking good. Which Disney is incapable of.
feels like the Spider-Man of Star Wars, like your friend.
Spider-Man. It's that's another one. It's fucking Spider-Man. Oh my god. Spider-Man.
Friendly neighborhood
Right.
hero, and
And there are people in like the MCU fandom that want Spider-Man to have.
But you know, fucking Spider-Man is way more important to the Marvel universe than Skeleton Crew is to the fucking Star Wars universe. Not even close. It's not even fucking similar. Not even comparable.
A little more like, okay, he doesn't need to be off planet
right.
fighting
We don't need
aliens.
3 different versions of him fighting together.
Oh, I mean, that was sick, but like there can be smaller stories too.
Yeah, I do agree that we need a good mix of both. And I feel like the High Republic kind of started out
No.
feeling a little bit like smaller stakes, like the height of the Jedi. Everyone's just kind of chilling, having a good time. Cut to now, phase 3. Things are tough,
I mean, I would disagree that it started low stakes. On page 1, people are dying.
but not on a huge scale.
The-
There was
I
like
will
this
say-
one accident
Yeah,
that
okay.
happened.
Of course, these fuckers like High Republic, that shitty ass fucking book series that sold poorly, didn't go anywhere.
One teensy tiny accident and a planet explodes.
You know what I mean, though. Like,
But I'm just making jokes. I think that the High Republic has done a really great job at making the stakes feel very big when it really is. It's not on the scale of the Clone Wars or the Sith Wars. It is just like this corner of the Outer Rim where they're fighting the Nile.
Mhm.
But yeah, the emotional stakes, the character stakes can still be very big.
Oh,
Yeah, we started-
'cause the Nile were such great antagonists. They're just fucking anarchists. Yeah, real fucking great.
With the Legacy Run disaster, then we find out a little bit more about the Nile. Then we get the Dringir. Then we get the Blight. So, like, it's been increasing in its threat level.
Yeah, and they do tend to do that in Star Wars, I think.
Yeah,
Or,
guess what? No one gives a shit about your stupid ass High Republic. It doesn't sell. No one buzzes about it. It's just you two fucks.
I mean, not just Star Wars, that's, power level creep happens in all kinds of things. The Mandalorian, I remember pushing back as we were getting to the end of season 2. I was like, it's like really getting more and more connected to what was familiar. And I liked how season 1 was way set apart.
Mm-hmm.
And as season 2 went on, I was like, I kind of missed just watching Mando and Grogu on their own separate adventures.
Mm-hmm.
I still adore the Cobb Vanth episode and the Bo-Katan episodes. Like,
Man,
I still enjoy
fucking miss when Mando and Grogu didn't exist. Remember when they didn't exist? Yeah, those were good old days.
everything they did, but part of me wanted it to just stay its own thing.
Mm.
So,
Bad.
yeah, it's nice to have something like Skeleton Crew, which I do think is just kind of going to be maybe a one-off story. Jod might, if Jod becomes a better person by the end and he's a Force user, he's the one character I think I could see jumping into like Dave
We
Filoni's
don't
movie
know
for something.
Oh, I don't see Jude
Why would
Law
he
wanting
be-
to do anything past this series.
Why?
I don't know.
He's a big Star Wars fan.
Is he?
That's what they said.
They all say that.
Everyone's a
First of all, why the fuck would fucking Jude Law even fucking be in that shitty ass movie? Second of all, if Jude Law is smart, he'll fucking bounce. Alright? Star Wars is fucking dead. You're not gonna make any money from being in this. No.
a fan of Star Wars.
If they're in a Star Wars, yeah, they have to say that.
But-
I believe that he is a Star Wars fan. I'm just kidding. But for some reason, yes, I think part of the show is the idea of it being a one-off. And I think if we get anything past this first season, it would be like a time jump, and the kids, as their older selves, might come back into it.
I mean, I think we'd have to at this point, just because they've already aged up pretty significantly.
Yeah, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it would, in fact, be fun to, wherever the season
Fun.
ends, to have a bit of a time jump and have them have a reason to reunite.
Mhm.
Kind of like, oh, now they're all in high school, you know?
Right. The high school years.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun.
I can see Jod coming back. I think Jude Law would be like, oh yeah, I'll join this New Republic movie and be a new kind of Force sensitive joining the fight. Be the Jedi pirate that Hondo always wanted Ezra to be.
We talked about this a little on the live stream. Do you want him to stay a pirate, or do you want him to go do something?
Hondo, admittedly, is a fucking another one. He's all right. He's fine. Hondo's just nah. He's not a. I don't wish he was dead like every other Disney Star Wars character, but he's just he's nothing special though. There's better smuggler characters.
Something else with his life?
I think I would like for him to continue to be a scoundrel Force user, someone that decides to work for good, because there have been stories like about Maz Kanata, who was a pirate queen who was an ally to the Jedi.
Maz
They kind of like let her
Kanata.
do her pirate thing, because she's more of a Robin Hood than like the pirates we're seeing here, who just attack anyone.
Mhm.
So the Jedi are like, all right, you could be worse. You're kind of cool.
All right, you can stick around.
So seeing that kind of Force user would be fun to me. He reminds me of, I think his name is Set Hearth from the Darth Bane trilogy.
Mhm.
He becomes like a potential apprentice for Darth Santa. And-
Keep all the EU characters out your fucking mouth, you Disney shill.
And I think she ultimately rejects him because he's a mess, but like he's a Force using thief.
Yeah.
And just uses the Force selfishly, not for ultimate power over the galaxy, just because he's like, oh, I can move things with my mind. That makes stealing things a lot easier. But that's all the time we have for questions today. If you
Oh, thank Christ. Ugh. Why does anyone fucking like these fucking people? Content is so bad. Well, in any case, if you all enjoyed this fucking video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe if you want more videos like this. What did you guys think of this video? I don't fucking make videos like this, like a fucking DS or whatever the hell. So if you guys, let me know what you thought about that too. Let me know if you want to review more fucking Star Wars Sexplained. These two fucks right here. And I'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care.